I'm going to be converting this 4x4 old doghouse that we got for free into a tiny coop. I'll be using it for raising the baby chickens with their mama. They can stay in here for a while, and also as a breeding pen because I'm probably going to be breeding some specific breeds of chicken, so this will give them their own yard, which we're working on, and their own coop. So this is the free one I got, and this is how it's starting out. And here's the inside, just plain inside, and then I'll show you what I end up with. So here's the little 4x4 doghouse converted to coop, all finished. So I got a little ramp here. This is the main door. And then I have a window that I've made for ventilation. So this will mostly be used in the summertime for a breeding pen and for a brooder pen. And so it'll probably stay like that most of the time. But for snow or rain or whatever, you can shut it closed. And then this just unlocks. And then here's the inside, and I've added a roost going this way. It's 4 feet long, and over here's where I added the nest boxes. They're external nest boxes, so you keep a lot of your floor space. Up here I've added screening over all of the vent holes. Vent holes are very important. You want to keep ventilation for your chickens, summer and winter too. Winter it prevents frostbite. You just don't want it blowing directly on your chickens on the roost. And then on the side, I'll show you the nest box. I created a external nest box, and here in Colorado, we don't get a lot of rain and stuff. So if you're in a rainier place, you're going to want to seal up, you know, this crack here along the top, this seam, and then the sides. I would almost recommend insetting it. But I was able to just attach it externally, and the lid lifts up, and it has 2 nest boxes. This is removable so that when if a mama hen is raising babies in here, then you can just remove it, well, like that, and then she has the whole space to sit with her babies in there. And if I'm using it for a breeding pen, then I will have the ability to put it back in to have 2 nesting boxes for hens to lay their eggs. And I envision that to be, you know, 1 rooster to probably 5 hens. And so 2 nesting boxes is perfectly fine. I'm going to be adding a latch onto that as the only piece that I didn't have. But I didn't add any windows because we have the front window, and like I said, this is just going to be shorter term coop. It's not a long-term coop. If you were going to convert this into a long-term coop, you definitely want the ventilation like we talked about, and then also you would want to add probably a window, preferably one that vents, because the light is what the chickens lay their eggs. They need 14 hours of daylight, and so if they're sitting there in the dark, you're gonna have some trouble. So like I said, I'll probably be leaving my window open unless there's bad weather. So that is the coop. So I wanted to make a little side note that this coop cost me under $50. It was about $47 in supplies, because being on a hobby farm, we have a lot of wood sitting around. And so I didn't have to purchase a lot of the wood, and I had some of the hardware too, like screws and some of the hinges. So it may cost a little bit more if you don't have access to those supplies already, but there's ways to find those things free or used. So with getting the doghouse for free, I was able to create this little mini coop for under $50.